Hello and welcome back to Kev's Hobby Showcase. I'm of course Kevin. You may have also seen me on Tabletop Jones Productions, where John and I are the two idiots playing board games. And today, well, shocking, I'm going to be painting minis from the game Star Wars Shatterpoint. So what I got here is, let me just take them up individually. I've got Captain Rex. Had a choice of two ways to build this guy. It was one with the helmet on, one with the helmet off. I chose helmet on. And Gar Saxon, merciless mercenary. And yeah, so these are definitely from the Clone Wars series. And so yeah, so I'm going to be painting those two. Unfortunately, we have your usual spring in New York, where it is cold, damp, and raining. So I'll be doing the priming off camera and, you know, just out my back door of the house. And to get your mind out of the gutter. So yeah, so I'm gonna basically be doing the primer on with that. I'm doing a primer off camera, and when we come back, I'm gonna start with some base coats, and we're gonna get these two underway. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the primer on Captain Rex and Gar Saxon is now dry, and I'm going to get started on the base coat. So let's get this on, and let's get to it. Alrighty. Alright, let's put Gar Saxon aside for a moment and start with Captain Rex. Now, so like I said, with Captain Rex, when building him, sometimes with these minis, especially from this company, Atomic Mass Games, they give you a choice of, sometimes they give you a choice of how to build them. They give you a choice for them of how they are going to look. And they did have the choice of, basically with the helmet on or helmet off. I chose with the helmet on for no particular reason. I just wanted it on. Yeah, so that's why I did that. Alright, so yeah, so basically for Captain Rex, it's mostly going to be as if I were just painting a clone trooper. But there are some subtle, well, maybe not so subtle differences that I will go over when I'm doing it, which would be pretty much when I'm doing the details. Like this thing here, like this stuff is going to be a different color. I mean, I believe it's blue. Well, both black and blue. Yeah, and there's a couple other things here and there that are going to involve other colors to make Captain Rex stand out from your run-of-the-mill clone troopers, which have, and this is all from the core set of Shatterpoint, and I did actually already paint the just the regular clone troopers. I did that in another video if you want to go check it out. And being that the color schemes and the detailing is pretty, it's like it's pretty much the same on both, and I don't think the videos really took that long to make. It didn't take long to paint them. Alright, so this stuff I'm going to leave without the white on it, and I'm not going to go nuts on the white on this or on the guns. So as far as base coating, Captain Rex is ready to go. Alright. And so of course, today, it's a Saturday, and every Saturday I go and I run my errands. And today was no different. But unfortunately, with the cold and damp weather, my knees are killing me. It's definitely making the arthritis act up. Alright, let's see. Let's get a good brush for this black paint I'm about to use. So with these guys, with Shatterpoint, I'm pretty much going by what I see on the Atomic Mass website, because it's pretty much easiest to do it that way. I mean, the box for the corset is just way too big for me to be, mucking around with it while I'm doing this. And it does show highlights in like a bluish color, which I will try to bring out if I can. Alright. Yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, yeah, so with the weather, that's most of the reason why I wasn't doing the priming on camera, because normally I would. Yeah, so I don't think I've pretty much. I don't think I've done it on camera all winter, although I could be wrong. I mean, we did have some stretches of days where the weather wasn't too bad, as temperature-wise at least. But what I'm finding out is, now that it's pretty much evident that I have pretty bad arthritis in my knees, which sucks. But now that I have that, basically, anytime it's cold or damp, yeah, I'm going to be feeling it. Alright. Well, truth be told, base coats don't usually take a long time to complete. Still got more to do, but I wanted to get, that done first. And pretty much to do anything else, I need to let that dry. Okay. Okay, so let's let that base coat dry, and when we come back, I'll start doing some little details here and there, see how far I can get. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the base coat on Captain Rex and Gar Saxon is now dry, and we're going to start with some little details. All right, so we'll see how far I get with that. Because eventually I got to let that paint dry too. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to start off with Captain Rex. All right. So I was just looking, and for all the places that is going to have blue paint, first you got to put black paint. So let's get that done first. All right. So for everybody out there, I know there's a lot going on in the world, but this ain't the channel where it's discussed, because I like to provide everybody a little bit of a break from all that stuff. Yeah, I know we can't pretend it ain't happening, but for the time being, you don't have to focus on it. Alright, he's got this bit of equipment on his chest. Don't know what it is, but I know it's going to be painted black. Alright. Almost a little bit more. And okay. Now let's get to where the gaps are in the Stormtrooper armor, right? We know that this becomes Stormtrooper armor eventually, but it ain't that right now. So, in the Clone Trooper, we'll crack some Clone Trooper armor. Alright. Alright. Okay. Alright, oh sorry I got quiet here, but it's little parts that gotta be painted in. Then of course I gotta look over and make sure I'm doing it all right. The picture that I have. I mean, I'm using my tablet to view the website, so that you know when you view the Atomic Mass Games website, when you get to the particular game that you're involved in, they do have like a gallery of the products, so you can not only see what what they would say that they're supposed to look like, but the pictures you can actually rotate them. So not only can you see what they look like in the front, but also in the back, which is very nice. Alright, just trying not to, I think that, yeah, the belt is supposed to stay white, so I'm trying my darndest to not get paint on it at the moment. Okay, ooh, there we go. And alright, that's that side of that. Alright, now let's get the other side. I don't know what these parts of his uniform is supposed to be called. I don't want to call it a skirt. But it does look like one now, doesn't it? Yeah, this is, I mean, I'm using a pretty, like fine, I guess is the right way to describe it, fine brush. I do have some of them. Whew. And, yeah, it does get a little bit nerve-wracking when I'm trying to get into some of these not so easy to get areas, even though they are very visible when you look at them from a certain perspective. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. Oh, a little bit more there. Got it. Okay. All right. Triumphant. Yeah, trying to make these look as good as I can. And sometimes, but only sometimes, can you fix something when you do the wash. You need to make it not look, not make it look like it, it's a glaring mistake. Sometimes you can cover it up. Like there's a lot of the little indents here that there's no freaking way I'm going to be able to get in there with a lot of this. So that's going to be handled by the wash. And we'll get by the knee. And it doesn't matter, see, because if I get some on the knee, it doesn't really matter because the knee is going to be painted blue. So we can get little bits here on the knee and not have to worry too much about it. All right, cool. And I'm forgetting the most glaring thing here is on the face of the helmet. Okay. All right. And might have gotten a little bit too much there. I may have to touch that up a little bit with white, but I don't know yet. Okay. Wow. So I spent a lot of time on Captain Rex right now. Now Gar Saxon is going to get some attention. All right. So I noticed with him, there's like different spots where there's red. So let's get the red out. There we go. Okay. All right. But it's a lot more subtle than I thought it was. All right. Give me a sec here. All right. Okay, just needed to give a little look. Because with this guy, the red, it doesn't fill in as much as I thought it would. Should have looked at the picture more closely. All right, so I'm going to try to, I'm going to get this fill this in as best I can. It's not going to be perfect, unfortunately, because it's a lot more, it's like, it's not as prominent as I thought it would be. But I am going to get it as best I can. It's also not in as many places as I thought it would be. I thought I looked at the, you know what, because I was looking at some of the Mandalorian commandos, and I think the red is more on their armor than it is on this guy, and I probably was getting the two mixed up. Alright, just getting it on as best I can here, like I said. mean, it's like the way they have it, you would think that I would need like a red wash. And I do believe that there are red washes out there, but I'm not sure if it would really stand out well on a black background. All right, so like I said, I'm going to get this as, oh, looks like I missed a bit for the black. Got to do it on that. And it looks like I should have put it on the jetpack too. All right, so let's fix that. We'll still have the red paint available. Let me just push it aside for a sec. But it does mean that I'm going to have to wait for it to dry before I finish up those two areas. Well, I guess this is just a good lesson about paying attention. All right. Well, easily fixed, easily remedied, right? All right, almost. Okay. Well, I managed to get that on without messing up any of the red. So, let's see what else I can do. Well, one thing I can do. Let's put this away. And let's take out the flesh tone. And I gotta be careful with this because I've been realizing most times I apply this, it is very watery. So I'm gonna try and not go as heavy. So this way I don't have like what looks like a bubble of paint, and then then the facial features don't come through. Looks like he's got some type of buzz cut. So there's a lot of flesh to paint. Well, a lot for a little head. I know that sounded badly, but it is the actual truth. And okay. Okay. So let's see, what else can I do before having to take a break? Because the red's going to have to wait a bit. Well, I could take out the gunmetal and I could paint this big ass gun of his. Alright. And before I take a break, I might grab Captain Rex again and paint his guns with the same color. Just to get it done. Yeah, at least to get that color done. Alright. Alright. Getting it nicely. Getting it nicely. So I'm not sure when this game is going to appear on Tabletop Jones Productions, because at the moment, I haven't even read the rule book yet, but also at the moment, we're kind of like on hold with that channel as we try to get videos out of, with what we had already, filmed, because there's a bunch of games that we have like all the footage for, but the video's not out. So we're trying to get those out. And it might take a while, because my friend John is trying to, he needs to, get certifications for his job, so he's been studying a lot. Unfortunately, it has to take precedence over the channel that we're doing, because, can't be a starving artist, you always got to have that, the real job to, to have, so this way you can, live. It's like I always tell my kids, don't be a starving artist. Alright, should I? Nah, it's always the same color. Alrighty, so let's see, what have we got left to do? Well, I gotta wait for some of this paint to dry. Okay, it looks like for Captain Rex, we still gotta do all the blue. Yeah, we gotta do all the blue on these pieces that look like a skirt, the shoulder pad there, and probably some on top of the helmet, even though I guess it doesn't really show because the picture that I'm looking at shows him without the helmet, and oh yes, the knees, so the armor on the knees. So we got that, all that to go. All right, on Gar Saxon, got to do the red on some of the areas here, just little subtle pieces. Hair is gray, I got to do that. Got to do the so got to make this look like a little blast coming out from the backpack. It's like usually this is like a fiery color, and then that's going to be just smoke. And so then after all that, then we're ready for the bases, and then the wash, of course. So let me cover this for now so it doesn't dry out. All right, so so we're going to take a break, and we're going to let that paint dry, and when we come back, I'm going to do what I just said, and we'll move this right along. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've given that paint some time to dry, and we're going to get started again. I'm going to start with Gar Saxon this time, since I kind of didn't really finish what I wanted to do with him before. All right. Oh, let's put Captain Rex back there. All right. So, let's just get what we can. And I know I usually try to get these characters to look exactly the way that they were intended to look. But in this instance, I may have to kind of, just give myself a break on that. All right, now. Right, so, okay. Here's what I'm going to do for Mr. Saxon here. I'm going to get the rest of this, I'm going to get all of this in white, and then I'm going to try to go over some of it with yellow and possibly orange. To make it look like it's a rocket pack. Alright, so let's put that away. This is the one I used for the white before, so let's use it again. Alright. Now, one thing that I really haven't touched on with these videos is sometimes with these game companies, they also put out terrain pieces. And like for this one, it's different structures for the characters to eventually be on top of. For the Marvel game, it's like different pieces, like buildings or in some cases vehicles. And I haven't actually done any of those on the channels yet, but those types of things will be coming soon. Not entirely sure when. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the next one. Maybe the next one I'll paint some terrain pieces instead of some character pieces. Alright, so got that in there. So before I do anything with that, I gotta wait for that to dry, but there are other things I can do. This guy, like for one, I can get his hair. I mean, they do show his hair as gray. So let's see, what color is this? Medium gray. All right. All right. I do think it's supposed to get the back here a bit. Okay. All right. That wasn't too bad. It wasn't. Whoop, didn't take very long. I mean, not everything is supposed to be painstakingly long. You know, some things are supposed to go pretty quickly. Okay, let's see. Anything else I could do with him for the moment? Actually, yes. And it turns out I'm going to need this very same color for when I start on Captain Rex anyway, so may as well take it out and utilize it. So, just trying to get an idea. So it gets blue. Mainly around the holsters, which I'm not even sure if it's going to show up the way I would like it to. And where else did it show it? Sorry folks, just give me a sec here. Not really anywhere else. Alright. So we're going to put Gar Saxon aside for now and take out Captain Rex. Okay. So first things first. Let's... Alright. I mean, it's not showing up the way I would really like it to, but it is blue on black, so I will take what I can get. Alright. And shows it just on the edges of this thing. Doesn't really show. Yeah, just on the edges. Alright, so okay. Alright, almost. Alright, now also on the knees. Okay. And it's showing up the best on here on the knees. Go figure, right? All right. Oh, yeah. And if I remember correctly, it's also a bit on the helmet. Well, unfortunately on the front it didn't come out the way I would have liked. Just stab that off a bit. Alright. Well, not everything's perfect, right? Alright, so let me give another look to see if there's any little details that I haven't done yet. Oh, actually, right, just for Gar Saxon I gotta take care of the I'll take care of the blasting now. Alright. Alright. Okay, let's get this done, because pretty much that little bit with the rocket pack is the last of the details. And then after that is basically the base and the wash. Alright. This is going on actually better than I thought it would. Sometimes I could be pleasantly surprised. Well, better to be pleasantly surprised or blindsidedly disappointed. Yeah, I did have one of those moments this week. I'm not going to get into it because it's a bit private, but just got to roll with it when it happens and try not to let it get you down too much. It's not easy, I'll say that. It is definitely not easy. But it's like basically you have a choice. You can either just continue to bitch and moan about things, or you can do your darndest to get past it. Alright, so good of brushes. Alright, so the orange, I'm not going to put too much, just wanted to give it like a little bit of highlight to look like it's flames. Alright. Not too bad. Alright. Let's put that aside. Let's close this up. And alright, so whoops. Gonna have to take another break. While stuff dries. And if I could just stop dropping this damn brush, I could actually move forward here. Alright, okay, here we go. Alright, so I'm gonna let that paint dry. When I come back, I'm gonna do the base. And gonna have to take another break after that, unfortunately, and then when I come back after that, we'll do the wash, and then it's all finished, right? So stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've given that paint some time to dry on Captain Rex and Gar Saxon, and now I'm gonna work on the base. Yeah, so we're almost done. Alright, so let's get to it. Okay. Alright, so Yeah, the bases, I mean, for this, are different than the ones that they do for Marvel Crisis Protocol. You know, it's different design mostly. To kind of, I guess, kind of like reflect all of the different settings that Star Wars, you know, normally is in. So I got here metallic gray. Oh, shoot. I think I didn't wait long enough. Anyway, I got a metallic gray that I'm using because this is supposed to be pretty much, you know, metal. You know, at least this part here. All right. Well, you know what? They both are the kind of like the same as far as the bases go. So instead of doing one in its entirety and then the other, let's just do the assembly line method. Yeah, and when I chose these two to, you know, to do together, I was not paying attention to the bases and how they looked, so I had no idea that the bases were pretty much the same. All right. And now, let's get this squared away. So the rest of it's supposed to look like a bit of a desert setting, because let's face it, in Star Wars, desert planets seem to be quite abundant. So I got this desert yellow. So I figure it's a good color for sand. And if any of you have seen the video, you know I use this very, very much when I was painting the Marvel Comics character Sandman. Yeah, I still have to... I had mentioned something during that video, and I still have yet to do it, unfortunately. I had mentioned that in the Marvel Comics, with those characters, that I have all the characters for the Sinister Six. I still haven't taken them out to take the picture yet, so please bear with me on that. You know, it was a bit of a rough week. Unfortunately, between the job I have and the commute that I have, I usually get home pretty darn tired. You know, I do wish that I was doing this exclusively and nothing else, but it's not the case. I have a job that I cannot retire from yet. It's probably going to be a while before I can do that. Alright, so now we got to wait for that to dry. So, alright, so the bases are done. Pretty much all the painting is actually done. The only thing left is the wash. So I'm going to take a break and let that, you know, whatever's left that has to dry, especially the base. I'm going to let it all dry, and when I come back, I'm going to do the wash, and then it's all finished. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the paint is now dry. We're going to get to the wash. All right, so let's get to it. Let's finish up these two. Alrighty. So we'll start off with Captain Rex here. Now here, with the wash, is where a lot of the little subtle details start to come out. And I mean, I know, you know, makes the piece a bit darker from all the white of the armor, but it does settle in a bit. And of course, got to get the base. Didn't really need to get the base all that much. And here we go with Gar Saxon. Now, granted, a lot of this is not going to show up too much because most of this piece is painted black. But I am still going to apply it, because if I did make any errors, it will help cover it up. But definitely we need to get it on these two blast things right here. I couldn't think of a good word. Okay. And like usual, when I'm doing the wash, it is done quickly. Let me just try to get some of the excess off of the face. That's another thing, because I'm not skilled enough to get the facial features done with paint. So doing it with the wash really does help. Okay. Alright, so as usual with the wash, done very quickly. And now, here we go. We have Captain Rex and Gar Saxon ready to be deployed for Star Wars Shatterpoint. Okay, so that's what I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and share as much as possible. Also, check out Tabletop Jones Productions. Please like and subscribe and share there as well. I mean, on my personal channel, I'm up to 25 subscribers. I would like to try to make it to 30. I'm trying to, you know, make a little push for that. I am also trying to post more frequently. Instead of having like 5 videos at once and then nothing for a month, I'm trying to post every week, at least, well, at most 2 videos. I still got to do other things, right? So anyway, thank you again. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and you know, again, share it with anybody you think is interested, or just, you know, anybody you think might like to just, you know, try it out, see if they like it. And you know, so all of you out there, have a great day. I will see you again. All right, take care.